Hi everyone, welcome to Jamaica Distribution Depot Workplace Safety, Policy and Procedure Workshop. Today our theme is promoting effective organization safety, policies and procedures. In today's workshop, we have different presenters from the company. They are Sonia Plummereed, who is from the Human Resource Management and is a supervisor. We have Tanisha Scott Carby, one of our employee. We have Daniel McCullum, one of our manager from our OHS department. We have Shari Ashake Davidson, one of our employee, and we also have Rochelle McKenzie, one of our auditors from our unit. The objectives of this workshop includes the incident, why change is needed, objectives of the new policy and procedures, key workplace hazards, hazards management and prevention strategies, fire and emergency procedures, incident reporting and investigation, roles and responsibilities of leaders and staff members, implementation strategies, staff performance monitoring and compliance, adjusting to the new policy, real-life safety examples, equity, diversity, and inclusion in safety. What is introduction for this workshop? Workplace safety and occupational health and awareness. Workplace safety is a crucial aspect of any organization. It fosters environmental awareness, which supports occupational health and safety in the workplace. The purpose of today's workshop is to implement safety measures, inform employees, and raise awareness about various acts, policies, and standards that governs workplace safety. Key workplace safety legislations include Anti-Discrimination Laws, Equal Opportunity Act, Industrial Relations Act, Factories Act, Occupiers Liability Act. The importance of workplace safety. According to the World Health Organization, the WHO, occupational injuries significantly contribute to workplace fatalities and disabilities worldwide. The WHO emphasizes that proper risk assessments, adherence to safety protocols, and compliance with occupational health regulations are essential in preventing accidents and injuries. Why this workshop? Someone may ask. The urgency of this workshop was triggered by a tragic workplace incident involving one of our colleagues. Incident report on Adam's accident. Adam was a freight checker in the Jamaica distribution depot. His job involved checking loaded trucks of raw materials before they were dispatched to be stored in the warehouse. On the day of the accident, an unstable load weighing in excess of 1 ton slid off of one of the trucks. The load fell on Adam and caused him a dramatic brain injury and a catastrophic physical injuries. Consequences of lack of adherence to workplace policies and procedures. Failing to follow workplace safety policies and procedures can have severe consequences, which include 1. Employee injuries and fatalities. What do I mean by that? Workplace accidents such as Adam's incident can lead to serious injuries, disabilities, or even death. Employees may suffer physical, emotional, and psychological trauma due to unsafe working conditions. 2. Legal and financial consequences. Employers can face lawsuits, penalties and fines for non-compliance with occupational health and safety regulations. Organizations may be required to compensate injured employees for medical expenses, lost wages, and long-term disability. Now, I will go further in the presentation and giving you the preventative workplace injuries and fatalities, establish a safety conscious work culture, ensure compliance with legal and industry standards, improve response to emergency. These are what the Jamaica Distribution Depot are now putting in place. New policies are: 1. Prevent workplace injuries and fatality. What do I mean by that? What does that mean? What am I saying? The primary goal of this policy is to reduce the occurrence of accidents, injuries, and fatalities in the workplace by implementing proactive safety measures. It includes risk assessment, regular safety audits, and hazard identification to eliminate or mitigate potential dangers, just like what happened to Adam. Employees will be trained on staff work practices, proper equipment handling, and emergency protocols to minimize risk. Establishing clear guidelines for the use of personal protective equipment ensures that all employees have the necessary gear to perform their tasks safely. Incident reporting and investigation procedures will be enhanced to learn from past accidents and prevent reoccurrence. 2. Establish a safety conscious work culture. A strong safety culture fosters an environmental where employees prioritize safety in all occupations, operations, and decision-making processes. Leadership commitment to safety will be reinforced by ensuring that managers and supervisors lead by example and promote safety-first attitudes. Regular safety meetings, toolbox talks, and open communication channels will encourage employees to report hazards and suggest improvements without fear of retaliation. Employee engagement initiatives such as safety recognition programs and incentives will motivate adherence to safety protocols. Continuous education and awareness com- 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 campaign will keep safety at the forefront of daily work activities. 3. Ensure compliance with legal and industry standards. The policy will align with national occupational safety regulations, international safety standards, such and industry best practices. Compliance monitoring through routine inspections, audits, and recording ensures that workplace conditions meet legal and regulatory requirements. Employees will receive updated training to stay informed about any changes in safety laws, industry-specific regulations, and best practices. The policy will include clear consequences for non-compliance to ensure that safety rules are taken seriously at all levels of the organization. Coordination with regulatory bodies and industry experts will help maintain up-to-date compliance and address any emergency safety concerns. 4. Improve response to emergencies. A well-defined emergency response plan will be established, including evacuation procedures, first aid protocols, and crisis management strategies. Employees will be trained in emergency preparedness such as fire drills, active shooters responses, chemical spill containment, and medical emergency responses, which will make them even more comfortable in an act of emergency carrying out. Emergency response team will be designated, equipped, and regularly trained to handle various workplace emergency efficiently. Workplace safety equipment, including fire extinguisher, first aid kits, and emergency exits, will be strategically placed and maintained for readiness. Regular emergency drills will be conducted to test the effectiveness of response strategies and identify areas for improvement. I thank you all.
Good day, everyone. So, following my teammate Asanya, my name is Rachel Mackenzie. Today, I will be discussing some of the key workplace hazard. Number one, physical hazard, heavy load. These should be secured to the base of the transporting medium with the use of chains, straps, barriers, or other similar mechanisms to prevent the load from shifting during transportation. Machineries. These will be selected based on the intended load to be transported. We also have chemical hazards. When handling chemicals, we should identify the chemicals, check labels, save the data sheet, or ask someone who is knowledgeable. Always protect yourself when handling chemicals by wearing appropriate personal protective equipment such as gloves, face shields, or respirator if required. Ergonomic hazard manual material handling. Assess the load. Check the load if it's too heavy, ask for help, or use a mechanical aid such as dolly, cart, or forklift. Get into motion. Get into position. Feet shoulder width apart. This provides balance and stability. One foot slightly in front of the other helps with movement control. Bend the knees and hips. This will keep your back straight. Lift with your legs. Keep your back straight and engage your core muscles. Grip and load securely with both hands. Push through your legs and lift slowly. Avoid jerky motions. Fire and emergency risk. We should ensure that sockets are covered and not overloaded. Waterproof, waterproof sockets are used to mitigate water from getting into them. Flammable and explosive gases are kept away from fumes and ignition sources. Sprinkler system will be installed along with fire extinguishers and fire hoses to control fires. Hazard management and prevention strategy. For proper loading, we should estimate or determine the weight to know how to carry it, whether by trolley, persons, or forklift. Here are some weight guidelines. Women's safe lifting load is 35 pounds and 55 pounds for men. Load beyond these required more than one person to lift them. Personal protective equipment such as back support should be used when lifting heavy weights. Do not wear back supports all day, only when lifting to prevent muscle damage. Do not over tighten back supports. Also, we should do regular inspections, audit inspection schedule to ensure these are done on time. Fire and emergency procedures. Fire prevention measures. Isolate, isolate ignition sources and heat sources. No overloaded sockets, no smoking on the premises. Ensure flammable and combustible materials are kept closed. Ensure neighbors' activity do not generate sparks or fuel that can start a fire if they interact with your operation. Evacuation routes should be free from obstruction and must be clearly lit. Use a site map so that people can know where they are along with signs. Emergency exits must be panic or push bars on them to ensure an open in the direction of the flow of the traffic. Emergency contact and reporting. All emergency numbers must be posted at a strategic point within the building or on the property. Have designated personnel assigned to make calls to the emergency services in the event of a fire. Install automated system not notify automated system that notify emergency services when their fire alarm is activated. Keep a log of all emergency fires and emergency contacts. Here is an example of a fire safety procedure. We have the acronym RACE, which means remove any person in immediate danger. Alarm, alert others by activating, raising alarms. Contain, the emergency by closing doors and windows where safe to do so. Evacuate, the area or building, extinguishing if you're trained and if it is safe to do so. Here we also have the acronym PUSH. Here are the steps in using a fire extinguisher. P for pull the pin. A, aim at the base of the fire. S, squeeze the handle. And S, sweep side to side. Workplace safety should be everyone's concern as it impacts us all one way or the other. These policies and procedures were put in place to ensure that each member of staff is aware of what to do on the job or during a emergency or incident. So next is our other member, Tanisha Scott Carby.
Hey, look at this. Haha, nice, bro. Before unloading the vehicle, the driver should stand outside the work area. Do not get on the vehicle without receiving instructions. It is prohibited to stand on any part of the forklift. Riding with other personnel is not allowed. Talking casually or answering phone calls is strictly prohibited while operating a forklift in order to avoid distractions and maintain focus. During loading and unloading, you need to meet the forklift's rated lifting capacity. It is strictly prohibited to increase the vehicle's balance weight by any means. It is strictly prohibited to increase the forklift's loading capacity by any means. Overloading the forklift when lifting and transporting goods is strictly prohibited.
Good afternoon, for distribution. Good afternoon, my name is Tanisha Scott Carby, an employee of the Jamaica Distribution Depot and also a member of the OHS committee. I have been chosen to present this section of the seminar, which I will be discussing new directives to staff members based on the implementations of the policies and procedures as follows. All staff members should be sensitized on the various safety signs displayed at all emergency exit areas. All employees should be educated on the OHS policies and standards and make sure safety signs are always implemented by the organization. All safety equipment is to be checked and updated by the Fire and Maintenance Department. All employees should participate in training and safety drills in the organization. The facilities within the organization should be safe for all employees. All safety gear should be worn while on the job to avoid serious injuries. Secondly, I will discuss how staff performance will be monitored to ensure that it complies with the policies and procedures and the corrective actions to take as necessary. The staff performance will be monitored by managers and supervisors. This ensures that operation and tasks are carried out according to established procedures and safety protocols. This includes checking for proper load securing, employee use of personal protective equipment, PPE, and observing any signs of potential danger. In addition, managers should consider safety and health as a part of project planning and implementation. Finally, I will highlight how staff members will be assisted in adjusting to changes in accordance within their specific needs and experience. Staff members will be assisted in adjusting to changes within their specific needs and experience through training and awareness programs. These are as follows. Safety training, for example, regular training for employees to ensure they are aware of hazards such as unstable loads and are knowledgeable on how to respond to emergencies or avoid accidents. Job-specific training. This ensures that employees are trained in the specific task they are assigned, including the handling of raw materials, secure loading techniques, and emergency response actions. Safety barriers. This is the installation of safety barriers or bollards around high-risk areas to protect employees from being injured by falling objects or machinery. Warning system. Use audible or visual warning signals such as flashlight or alarms when heavy lifting or moving operations are underway. Incident response and investigation. If there is an accident, prompt investigation and response are vital. A procedure is developed to investigate the accident thoroughly and identify root causes. Then the organization implement corrective actions and communicate findings to prevent future incidents. Finally, employee engagement and reporting system. The organization encourages employees to report safety concerns or near misses and ensure that there is a clear anonymous system in place for reporting hazards without fear of retaliation. This concludes this section of the seminar. Remember, all employers and employees have a significant role to play in ensuring that the organization is a safe place and all safety measures are carried out effectively in the organization. Thank you. I now turn over to my other team member, Shari Ashake Davidson. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Shara Shakir Davison, employee of Jamaica Depot and Distribution. Today I will be discussing the new implementations on route safety for all staff safety. Firstly on my list is safety checklist and routine inspections. Safety checklist and routine inspection is a must to ensure all staff know what to do if there is any evacuation. A routine and checklist must be done frequently so all staff know what to do and how to spot an hazard if there's any and how to report them. In this will regard all staff safety in the company. Second on my list is incentive for staff who practice the rules and regulation of the company for safety. There will be monetary incentive put in place for all those who comply to the safety rules and regulation, such as gym membership, gift me, bonuses, and supermarket vouchers, etc. Disciplinary action will be taking place for all those who doesn't comply to the rules and regulation. Rules and regulation is a must to ensure all staff safety. First, there will be a verbal warning followed by a written letter which will lead to a suspension if the staff doesn't comply, which can also lead to a termination of the company. Staff training. Staff training is a must and it is mandatory for all staff, new and existing, to ensure that no staff is lacking in any area and to know that all staff is knowledgeable about the company, which will improve their performance and job satisfaction. Gradual implementation and adoption to our rules and regulation, which all new regulation we will implement so we will know how you guys are adapting, such as feedbacks and supervision from all supervisors, so we will know where you are lacking and where we will implement or adjust to the new safety protocols. Thank you.
There's no way. There's no way that's staying up there. Whoa! Whoa!
Hello everyone. Today in this video, we are going to know about the tips for handling of chemical spills safely. Spill rate of chemicals should be observed. Spill surroundings should be evacuated. Proper safety equipment should be worn before cleaning. Use the tools available in the spill control kit. Cleaning should be done as per standard operating procedure and MSDS. The spilled chemical should be covered with dry sand so that it does not spread over a large area. The emergency telephone number should be immediately notified of the severity of the situation. Do not try to identify the spilled chemical by smell, taste and touch. A barricade should be placed around the spill site. General spill control procedures should be used if the name of the spilled chemical is unknown. If the chemical is splashed or spilled on a person, immediately use an emergency shower to clean the area for 15 minutes. Polypropylene pillows should be used as a sorbent on or around spills of liquid acid chemicals. By sealing the surface in this way, fumes can be prevented. Chemical spills should only be cleaned up by trained personnel in the workplace. To get more safety instructions and safety information, please subscribe.
Warehouse Safety Tips. We're going to be talking about ensuring. On today's episode of Warehouse Safety Tips, we're going to be talking about ensuring fire safety awareness. So stay tuned. Welcome to Warehouse Safety Tips. If you're a seasoned vodcast viewer, this vodcast is going to be different from most that you watch. It's based around exactly what the name implies, warehouse safety tips. And since the people in this industry are busy, we know that time is money, so each episode will be as short and to the point as possible. And now, with all that out of the way, let's get to the vodcast. When it comes to safety, a lot of things that you do at your facility are just in case items. Today is going to be no different. We're talking about fire safety awareness. One of the things that you want to keep in mind with fire is that you want to make sure that you are preventing fires, that you know how to detect fires, and you also know the response of fires. So it's basically a fire safety plan. So one of the very first things that we want to talk about is something that we always talk about with safety, and that is training. And that means going through and not only educating people on the prevention, the detection, and the response of fires, but also having regular fire drills. We also want to make sure that there's somebody that is either on your safety team, maintenance, management, whoever handles this, going through and making sure that there are fire detectors, heat sensors, and sprinklers, and that all those items are in working condition and up to date. And then making sure that exit routes are made aware to the staff, and that those exits, lighting, and extinguishers are always ready and people know how to use them. Then the other thing is making sure that handling and storage of anything that's flammable is handled in a way that is special from other things, because you want to make sure that they're in areas where they're not going to cause a problem and that people know exactly what to do in case there is. And then the last thing, and none of these things are the end all. It's just a very high level look at it. But making sure that housekeeping is done. So making sure that oily rags aren't left out, or that if there is a flammable fluid that's around, that there is not any way for it to ignite. And again, just making sure that people are aware of the exit routes, that all the things that go around that, such as exit signs, making sure that things are properly marked with safety floor tape and signs, directing them where to go. And then also, once either during a drill or an actual fire, you have an area where you meet so that everyone knows that everyone is safe and that everyone has gotten out during that drill, or if there's been an issue, that everyone is out and safe. So all those things are basically either planning, prevention, or during an actual emergency response. So make sure that all those things are part of your fire prevention plan, and that your safety team is going through and performing those in a just in case manner, to where that if there is a fire, you're always prepared. So thank you very much for being part of another episode of Warehouse Safety Tips. Make sure you stay safe, have a great day, and here is a word from one of our sponsors.
It's scientifically unexplainable. It's virtually indestructible. And it's taking over the entire planet. But in a really good way. It's Mighty Line Floor Tape, the most durable floor tape in the world. 7 times thicker than average floor tape. Beveled to endure pounding warehouse traffic. And backed with a super strong peel and stick adhesive, so you'll never have to worry about painting shop floors again. Mighty Line Floor Tape, the only durable stripe.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Daniel McCallum. I'll be speaking to you about the equity, diversity, and inclusion in workplace safety. Ensuring workplace safety policies and training are equitable and inclusive is essential for protecting all employees, regardless of their ability, background, and special needs. Below are key strategies to address equity, diversity, and inclusion, EDI. In, safe, in safety, as part of your workplace safety policy and procedure implementation. Firstly, ensuring training is acceptable to all employees. To create a truly inclusive safety program, training session must be acceptable to all staff members. Here's how. A. Providing multiple learning format. In-person training, conduct hand-to-hand training demonstration for employees who benefit from participation learning. Digital and online training. Offer visual translate record session and digital resources for those who have schedule conflict. Print and visual material. Providing handouts, safety poster, and infographics for employees who prefer written or visual information. Language accessibility. Translating material into language spoken by employee to ensure clear understanding. B. Adjust training method for employees with disability. Use closed caption and sign language interpreter for employees who have hearing impairment. Offer better material or screen reader capability document for visual impaired employee. Implement economic training session for employees with physical limitation to ensure they can safely perform their task. C. Provide flexible scheduling. Schedule multiple training sessions at different times to accumulate staff workers. Allow employees to complete certain training modules at their own pace via online platform. 2. Providing accommodation where necessary. To support employees with diverse needs, workers must provide resources, reasonable accommodation that ensure equal access to safety measures. A. Physical workplace adjustment. Ensure workstation, walkway, and emergency exit are wheelchair accessible. Modify equipment to provide assistive tools to employees with physical disability. Offer adjustable PPE, personal protective equipment, to fit employees of all sizes and ability. B. Job-specific modification. Job-specific accommodation. Assign body system for employees with safety, specific health condition or disabilities to ensure they receive immediate assistance in emergency. Modify tasks for employees with physical limitation while ensuring compliance with safety procedure. Provide breaks or alternative work arrangement for employees with medical condition that affect stamina or mobility. C. Mental health and psychological safety. Create an environment where employees feel comfortable reporting stress-related safety concerns. Offer mental health support program and confidential counseling service. Provide clear protocol for addressing workplace bullying, discrimination, or harassment, ensuring psychological well-being in the workplace. 3. Promoting an inclusive safety culture. An inclusive safety culture ensures that all employees feel valued, respected, and responsible for workplace safety. A. Leadership commitment to inclusion. Management must actively promote EDI in safety policies and lead by example. Supervisor should be trained to recognize and eliminate bias in enforcing safety rules. B. Encouraging employee participation. Establish a diverse safety committee representing different roles, ability, and backgrounds. All employee is to provide anonymous safety feedback to address potential concern. Implement regular EDI focused safety discussion to keep inclusivity at the forefront of workplace policies. C. Address culture and language barrier. Provide translated safety sign and instruction where necessary. Train safety officers in cultural capacity, competence to ensure they can communicate effectively with all employees. Encourage cross-cultural safety mentorship program, pairing experienced employees with new hires for a diverse background. Implementation, step, and monitoring. To ensure equity, diversity, and inclusion in the workplace safety, the organization should conduct an EDI safety adult addressing current workplace accessibility and identify areas for improvement. 2. Train supervisor and safety officer, equipping them with the knowledge to support diverse employees efficiently. 3. Regular review safety policies. Update safety protocol based on feedback and emerging EDI-based practices. 4. Measure compliance and engagement. Track participation in training program and complete employee feedback on safety inclusion. Final takeaway. An inclusive approach to workplace safety ensures that all employees, regardless of ability, background, or roles, feel protected, valued, and empowered to contribute to this workplace safety environment. By implementing these strategies, the Jamaican Distribution Depot can foster a truly inclusive, safe culture that benefits both employee and the organization as a whole. Now, I would like to open the floor to your question. Please feel free to ask about any concern you have regarding the new policy or how they may affect your daily tasks.
I would say, everyone, I hope you have been enjoying the workshop so far. At this point, we now into questions and answers, and look and see how best we can give you the answers to your questions.
Okay, Ms. Marie, who will be the person responsible for this?
So based on the distribution, Jamaica Distribution Depot, we have our HR department who is responsible for that department. So if there's any incident or accident based on the policy or the legislative law, we have a team of persons who will carry out the procedures, the tasks, the training, and so forth.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Why is training necessary?
Training is necessary because it educates staff on the safety procedures, the protocols. It also gives them comfort and them to be prepared in case if there's an emergency.
And also to add to her information, without training, they will not be knowledgeable. And in case of emergency, they will not know what to do or how to operate or to find exit areas of the company. And so, because of training, it gives you an involvement and also a way of comfort. If there's an incident, you know how to operate and to move forward.
Thank you.
Are your supervisors competent enough to monitor their staff in technical operation if needs be?
Yes, they are.
Please elaborate on it.
We ensure that managers are trained for a specific need, especially in circumstances of technical operation, to educate the workers or the staff they are facilitated to.
We are, yes, we are, because we have training and we do checks. Also, persons are up to date on their phones and remind us of the different training and protocols. They have the reminders, and also we have meeting on a Monday, every Monday morning. We have a brief of the protocols of emergency or OHS.
Is it only manager, supervisor responsibility in keeping the safe environment?
No, it is not. It is everybody's responsibility based on the legislation law. It is everybody's business.
We will work on that little bit about then.
To summarize today, we discuss the importance of workplace safety and new policy changes, how the policy affect daily operation and responsibility, procedure for hazard management, emergency response, and compliance monitoring. The next step, you will receive a copy of the workplace safety policy module. Supervisor will schedule training session for specific job roles. If you have further questions, you can contact the safety officer at 817-3412. Thank you all for your time and commitment to create a safe workplace. Let's work together to ensure a secure and healthy environment for everyone. Thank you.